Hi, my name is Nwosu Onyebuchi Michael. I'll be speaking on the signature assignment for class NURU 642. This case study revolves around an African female. She's 40 years old and has started a new job that is very demanding in a very high stress environment. Um, it's an underserved community hospital. So her name is Miss B. A lot about her personality. She has a history of borderline personality. This other has always been a high achiever. She graduated in college with high honors. And she has very high demand for herself and can be stressed when she fails to meet her objectives. She has been married for over 3 years and has been dealing with infertility. She has had three miscarriages and has been under pressure from her parents for having babies. Because she aimed to please her parents and perform while at work, which made things very difficult for her. Her pressure has been building up. Lately, she has been struggling with a significant feeling of worthlessness, shame due to inability to perform while at work and please her family. And for the past week, she has been feeling unusual fatigue, increasingly difficulties with concentration. Her co-workers have noted that she is often irritable and withdraw, which is different from her friendly personality. She called in more often and no longer want to hang out with her friends or go to gym and attend community function, which is completely unlike her. On the day that she called off from work, she stayed in bed, drink alcohol, watch TV, and sleep most often. She shows no motivation for anything. At home, her husband has noticed the changes. He has noticed she shows no interest in sex. She has sleeping difficulties, which make her drink alcohol before bedtime. She end up having deep discussion with her husband on the stress at work and pressure on her by her parents, which worries her a lot. Miss B has previous suicidal ideation with no intent. Recently, she found herself increasingly dissatisfied with life. She had frequent thoughts of wishing she was dead. So when I meet with Miss B today, I'll be going over three main therapies: the dialectal therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and family therapy. For the goal of cognitive behavioral therapy, the overall goal and the overall goal for cognitive dialectal therapy is to modify one's thoughts, belief, and perception, and to change one's user pattern of behavior. And for cognitive behavioral therapy, the point of this therapy is to form a clear idea of thoughts, attitude, and expectation. And for the family therapy is to help family identify how specific behavior affect others and how the way for them to resolve their conflicts. So for the dialectic behavioral therapy DBT, I'm going to use it to address Miss B's excessive drinking habits, borderline suicidal thoughts, and trying to teach her to stop this behavior and to better or regulate her frustration and the pain she's undergoing. So for the cognitive behavioral therapy, the goal of each section will be to focus on her alternating her personal view of herself, the feelings of worthlessness of the situation, to give her the resource to divert her attention and thoughts more towards positive way of thinking. We will take steps to address this self-blame, low self-esteem, and worthlessness of inability to produce a child. And lastly, I'm going to introduce Miss B, the concept of family therapy. And I'm going to introduce the foundation and use of family therapy as well. I believe this therapy will be used to introduce her and her family a way of mending their strained relationship. Family therapy is essential in reducing source of tension and stress within the family. And the goal of family therapy is to resolve issue at hand and to address them directly. So this stage two of this therapy session, I'm going to meet my client right now, Miss B. Okay. Hi, Miss B. My name is Dr. Woso Michael. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay.
Okay, so today we will be talking about three different therapies. Okay, we will be talking about dialectical behavioral therapy, known as DBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and family therapy in our session today. I'll be going into depth of each therapy, and I want you to do some homework as well. Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Okay, so dialectical therapy, we are going to address your maladaptive behavior. So you are drinking a habit. I want to ask you, why do you drink?
It started at level one from daily stress and progressively gets to where I cannot sleep without drinking. And I feel like I have to drink before I can sleep.
This is coping mechanism to deal with pain you are experiencing. So one other thing I want you to do this week is to fill a diary card. In this card, the main goal is to write your feelings and experience of drinking, depression, worthlessness, and anxiety, even feeling of sinking a therapy. Okay, every day I want you to write the number down from 1 to 10. 10 0 means you don't want to do any of those behavior. 10 means you really thought about them and you want to do them. Do you have any question about that?
No, I think I got it.
Okay. So my question to you is, do you have feelings of hurting yourself or others?
No, I don't really feel like hurting myself or hurting others, but sometimes I just get a little sick of my pressures.
Can you explain the pressure you have?
Well, I guess my bigger pressure will be my family. Coming from Africa background, my parents put lots of expectation on me. My mom want me to have kids, believing she's getting old and she would like to see her grandchildren before she die. And call and you know my in my culture, they believe that if a woman doesn't have a child, especially a male child, the marriage is not secured. My husband is very supportive though. I have a couple of miscarriage in the past, but the gynecologist assured me that everything is fine with me and my husband, that I just need to work on my stress level, which come from my parents and my job.
How is your job?
Uh, I recently started a new job that is very demanding and high stress as an emergency room nurse in a large underserved community hospital. My previous job as a nursing assistant was not as stressful, but working and going to school was not easy. I just have to work to support my husband.
So how is the pressure at work, or does it make you isolated, make you not you don't want to leave the house sometimes?
No, it does not really affect me as much as going out of the house, but I think more cautiously at work.
Okay, I know before you like going out with your husband, going to social function, going to gym, and now you no longer do those things.
Yes, I stopped going to gym and social function, but sometimes I go out with my husband to eat and I try cooking at home too when I have the energy to.
Okay, so let's try to get out of the house more often, associate with your friends and loved ones. Okay.
Yes, I will try go out more often and go back to gym to get more in shape. My husband often encourage me a lot.
Okay, so we are going to try diary card to address your drinking behavior and your feelings with uncertainties and hopelessness. We will just try to focus on your emotional experience relating to rejection and frustration. This will enable us to help you in managing your stress and stop the problem ahead of your drinking. Okay.
Thanks. I will really appreciate that and would like to contact you whenever I'm pressured because my parents kept pressuring me to have babies.
Okay, the main goal here is actually to help you stop drinking. Okay, I want you to do something for me this week. Get a card, scale of 1 to 10, write down the number of the behavior. 0 means you don't have no feelings for those. 10 means you actually want to do them. Okay, I want you to do this at home as your homework. Okay, and spend more time with your husband, going to gym and hanging out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you feel about your work-related pressure and the depression you feel at work?
I think I feel angry, irritable, and I don't feel too good through the shifts. They even have to extend my orientation because they feel I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. Do you have feelings of worthlessness?
Sometimes, yes.
What else?
I don't just feel too good. I feel like a failure sometimes. Things are not working for me. I just kept being frustrated.
Okay. Why did you think so?
Just like I was saying, because they have to extend my orientation at my new job, job makes me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm always slow and don't even have time to go for lunch.
Where you know you're a new employee, it's expected for new employee. Okay, it's normal for you to be slow sometimes because you're trying to get used to the routine. Um, there's nothing bad in it. Just keep improving every day and making progress. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. The next therapy we talk about is cognitive therapy. We are going to desensitize you from the negative thoughts and the behavior that you're having, help you with your problem solving techniques. We are going to help you with some coping strategies such as distraction, and we are going to keep on working on this until you're ready to face your issue at hand, which causes the pressure at work and pressure from your parents regarding progression. So when you think of cognitive destruction, for example, I'm good for nothing, I don't feel living, just replace it with positive thoughts, okay? Like, I'm resourceful, I'm worth living, and I can do things myself.
I guess I didn't think about it like that. I will try to be positive, but do you have any other coping strategy that might help me?
So before then, give me an example when you can substitute your negative thinking to positive thinking.
I just think of when I'm slow at work, I will tell myself I can make it, I'm not worthless, and
Okay, in addition to that, I'm going to give you more coping strategies. Okay, I know that you are in stressful environments. Sometimes you just need to sit down, count from 1 to 10. We can do some deep breathing exercise for a couple of seconds and breathe out, and that will help your stress level. What do you think about these coping strategies?
I think it will be very beneficial in stressful situation and helps in managing my stress.
Okay, so the next therapy I will be going over is family therapy, and I would like you to know about that.
That might be a little challenging due to our culture because my parents were tough while growing up and you can't challenge or talk back to your parents. It is regarded as a sign of disrespect.
Okay, I see. We can utilize Brownian therapy because you do not want your family in the room when discussing family issues. Think of therapy. This kind of therapy will mainly focus on two concepts: differentiation and triangle, as it affects your life. So, differentiation is ability to separate your intellectual and emotional functioning. So, the greater your differentiation is, the lesser you will be drawn into dysfunctional pattern with your family member. So, the goal of this will help you become more goal directed, capable of handling the issue impacting your family and over you. So the second one is triangle. So you will have, so you will say, as you said earlier, that you confide more on your husband, right?
Yes, he's a good resource for me.
Okay. You don't talk directly to your parents.
I talk to my parents, but I can't confide more. I can confide more on my husband.
So this is called a little triangle you have. So in this triangle, it is third person system. In this system, it's designed to manage tension between two people by bringing in the third person. So when the pen issue is between you and your parents, they try about you calling the third person in the trial to venture issue at hand. But most times the problem is not resolved; it's still there. So do you understand that?
I think I got it.
Okay, so this therapy will teach you how to self defense defending statement in order to increase the ability for you to differentiate and become more self confident and go directed for yourself and how to triangulate yourself from your husband and directly speak to your parents or how you are feeling and your emotion. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So okay, do you think you will use this differentiation in your life?
Well, as you were telling me, I've been able to separate my emotion from my thoughts, just like logical thinking. I believe that that is important because when you have your emotion take over, you cannot think clearly.
How do you use the triangulation?
I would try to like find out how to bypass my husband and have healthy conversation with my parents by directly talking to them. By that way, I don't try to hide my feelings and talking about them.
Do you know how to communicate with your family?
Well, that is my harder way with communication, but the family therapy will be very beneficial for me because I know what to say and it will give me the strength and knowledge on how to say it.
Okay, I do understand the pressure your family is putting on you, but I want you to know and understand that your family want the best for you. They want you to progress in life, but again, the way they're going is unhealthy, and these things must be addressed, which is the first step in this therapy. Okay.
I really appreciate all your help, but I don't think I'm ready to face them yet.
Okay, based on this assignment I gave you, write down your feelings, thoughts on the diary notes on the scale of 1 to 10. If you feel suicidal, drinking, you won't feel like drinking alcohol, feeling of worthlessness, pain, and anger, I want you to write a journal on this event that leads to the frustration and the irritation. Just write a brief narrative of the issue at hand. We will read them out loud in next session, and I want you to go to gym 2 to 3 times a week, okay?
I guess I'll give it a try.
Okay, that's good. Try try working on the homework I gave you. Okay, and that will be very helpful.
Okay, thanks very much. I really appreciate your help.
Okay, thank you. So far, after my session with Miss B, I expected the initial session to be more progressive, and she accustomed to the new therapy and approaches. I address the drinking problem, the frustration, the negative thoughts, and the positive thoughts. I also address the way of positive coping with her parents, which will be very beneficial due to the problem she has at hand. And we'll continue this therapy next session. And I really appreciate her time, her cooperation, and I wish we'll keep making progress in each therapy session. Thank you for your time and have a good day.